The Datavideo NVS-34 dual streaming encoder adds some exciting new features to your Datavideo streaming workflow. The Datavideo NVS-34 is also included inside the KMU-200 and HS-1600T Mark II. So everything regarding streaming buttons, settings, and the web browser-based user interface will also apply to the encoders in those portable studios. With the Datavideo NVS-34, you can now stream to 2 platforms at the same time. There's a video link in the description below on how to do that with Facebook and YouTube. Another new feature for the NVS-34 is vertical streaming. Now, to access the settings and use all of these new features, you'll need to log into the UI of the NVS-34. Connect it to a router, then connect it to your laptop or mobile device on the same network. When first connecting your NVS-34, it will be in DCHP mode, and your router will assign it an IP address. To find the IP address, you'll need to run an app. For your PC, you can run the Datavideo NVS-34 IP Finder tool, available as a free download on the Datavideo website. For Mac, you can use an app called LANScan, available for free in the App Store. For your mobile device, you can download an IP Finder app called Fing. All links are in the description below. Now, when you have the IP address for the NVS-34, enter it into the internet browser of your device. The default username is admin, and the default password is 6 zeros. You'll see 6 tabs for the Datavideo NVS-34 UI. The first is Source. Here you can assign the video input of your NVS-34, either HDMI or SDI, and adjust it if needed. There are 3 audio input options for your NVS-34. Embed will use the audio that is embedded in your video source. Line in and mixer will use the external RCA left and right stereo audio input on the back of the NVS-34. To save all of your input settings, don't forget to click Apply. Next is the Operations mode. This will control your record and stream settings. You can enable and disable your encoders. Under Stream Type, you can select your stream type. RTMP is the most common for major CDNs like Facebook and YouTube. You can also set your resolution and frame rate. The profile and level will automatically adjust when you change other settings. Under Encoder mode, you can choose between low, which streams at 2 megabits per second, medium, which streams at 4 megabits per second, and high, which streams at 8 megabits per second. You can stream at a maximum of 10 megabits per second on the Datavideo NVS-34 for each of the streaming encoders. The RTMP URL and stream name will be provided by your CDN. To learn how to stream with the NVS-34, you can check out the dual streaming tutorial that we mentioned earlier in this video in the description below. When all your settings are complete, you can click Apply to save them and Start Stream. You can also press and hold the Stream button to start streaming. To change the bitrate, press the bitrate button immediately after it starts blinking to toggle between modes. Now, under Record settings, you can change the file name, resolution, and frame rate. For the modes under recording, low records at 4 megabits per second, medium records at 8, and high records at the maximum of 16 megabits per second that is supported by the NVS-34. To start recording, you can click Start Record. You can also press and hold the record button, press the bitrate button immediately after pressing the record button after it starts blinking to toggle between modes. The CG tab lets you enable a basic titling on your stream. Under System, you can adjust the NVS-34's network settings and set a static IP address. You can also change the default username and password to a custom one, adjust time settings, upgrade the firmware, and format your recording media. You can format your SD card in NTFS, FAT32, or exFAT. You can also reboot and factory reset your NVS-34. The status screen will give you a snapshot of all the record and streaming settings after you start recording and streaming. Last but not least are settings for vertical streaming. There are 2 options. You can either do a central crop, which samples it vertically from a 16:9 landscape frame, as in the KMU-200, or rotate, which is for use with the HS-1600T Mark II and other input sources that are shot vertically with a 16:9 frame in the portrait orientation which then makes it a 9x16 frame. This completes our walkthrough of the features and how to change the settings of the Datavideo NVS-34, which of course is also useful for the KMU-200 and HS-1600T Mark II. Don't forget to like us on all our social media, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest news and more videos. Also, for more tutorials, check out and subscribe to the new Datavideo Tech Corner YouTube channel featuring videos based on frequently asked questions by our customers being answered by our very own technical support team. Link in the description below. Thanks for watching.